Today we're going to be removing the engine from my T25. It's a 1600 CT. Now I'm not claiming to be an expert at doing this because I've never actually removed an engine from a T25 before. I've had plenty of engines out of Beetles and stuff over the years, but say never a T25 motor. Now if you have a quick look at the Haynes manual or the guides, it suggests that you drop both the engine and the gearbox together. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to be a little bit awkward. Now I know on the late bays and stuff in the gearbox is supported. I don't think it is on this, or at least I can't see any supports for the gearbox, so we're going to put a little jack under there to support it, and I'm hoping by removing some of the tin at the back of the engine here, we can actually get the engine out without removing everything at the same time. Let's have a go, see what happens. Before you start, don't forget to disconnect the battery. You don't want to be shorting things out. If you saw my previous video, we've already removed the carburetor. That means that the wires connected to that have already been taken off, and the fuel return's already been removed, so it's over to one side already. So we'll continue from there on. I'm going to remove the airbox next. Which on mine doesn't have any clamps or anything, so hopefully it should just come straight off. There you go. And it's plugged into a couple of rubbers. Next I'm going to remove the fuel feed, which is the top one on the fuel pump. Oh, that felt a bit loose. Yep. Trusty old pencil. I'm running out of pencils. Put that out of the way. Next we've got the vacuum pipe on the manifold. Ooh. Got the wires on the side of the dizzy. A little plug. And the fuel pressure. Because my wires are all bundled up, I'm just going to remove lead off the coil and leave it on the engine. Down here we've got the big chunky wire which goes from the alternator back to the battery, and this which is not looking very standard at all, a bit of a mess. So we do fortunately have a connector in here, a bullet, and I'm hoping it should come off the back of the alternator. There'll be a plug, I can't quite tell. We are a plug. Yeah, rock and roll. On my engine there's an earth strap or lead connected to this bolt here, which is one of the engine to gearbox bolts. I'm not sure if that's a standard location for it or not, to be honest with you. It seems a bit of a odd place to have it, but disconnect it all the same. So it must be a bolt, so I have to spin it from the other side, but I just managed to get it off. That's disconnected. Okay, I've just gone underneath, and I was going to be disconnecting heat exchangers, however, looks like nobody bothered to connect it in the first place, and that's not exactly clamped on, so I don't think that'll be a problem. I'm just going to check the other side. The other side's even worse, it's not even got the heater pipe on. Not that I was planning to use the exchangers anyway. And it's not connected on the wire. So looking up from the back, this is the back engine tin. I suspect that's the one we're going to have trouble with crashing. There's the heat shield which is actually connected to it, I believe. To remove the tin at the back of the engine we're going to have to remove the feed pipe. So that's the feed from the squirrel fan to the heat exchangers. So we'll do that first. pull straight off. This has been held on with a tie wrap. I'm not sure if there's a fixing point missing. It's pulling, it pulls straight off. It does. So at least on mine there's no other mount, so maybe it's broken off, I'm not sure. My engine base heel looks to be a pretty poor fit. So I'm assuming I can probably just pull this off. Yep, you can. This will be fun to refit. I'm assuming the dipstick's going to be in the way at some point, so I'm just going to loosen the top. Hopefully I can turn it around so it's not where I don't want it to be. Again, this bracket looks far from standard. Yours may differ. That's enough out of the way when we need it to be. Put the screw back in so I don't lose it. Next it's the oil filler. You come to refit this, you want to make sure it is well and truly attached. I've seen a few horror stories when these things come off. One bolt and it comes straight off basically. And that gives us access to the rear tin. So we've got 2 10mm here, one here, 3 down there, one down here, and another one there. No doubt I've missed one somewhere, but I'm going to get on with doing that without the camera on because it's going to take a little while. I can't get this bottom tin off without removing the alternator. So the alternator to come off is just 2 bolts, and also the squirrel fan front needs to come off as well. So we'll just do that now. There's 3 bolts you need to look at. There's one at the top here, which is a 13mm, and everything pivots on that, and it mounts the top of the squirrel fan solid as well. Down the front here is the slider that gives you the adjustment so you can tension your belt. And inside here, the inside, I've actually loosened it already. On the front is an Allen head. It's a 6mm Allen head which you need to tighten. Now it's a fiddly one to get to. It does take a little bit of patience to get that one out. So just remove that one. I've already loosened these already. You can probably get away with leaving the bracket on actually. I've loosened it then. If you pull that out, it'll allow you to get to the housing. And you have to move it completely just to get access properly. There you go. Let's put it there. The last tricky little bolt from under there. Just quickly remove the heat shield. And hopefully this will come out now. Rock and roll. Just removing the top engine mount bolt. I've done that first because I don't want any stress to be on the flange, because I've seen 2-litre engines with smashed ones. I assume this is probably why. I've supported the engine with a jack and the gearbox with a scissor jack. Okay, engine's gearbox bolts or nuts. We're going to do the other side. Engine bar mounts next. It may need a spanner on top to stop it from spinning. So when I undid the final bolt on each side, the bar dropped down by a couple of inches. So the engine's now free and rocking. So I'm hoping we'll be able to slide it backwards. Now the only last issue I have is somebody has fitted a tow bar. So I may have a clearance issue with the exhaust on the tow bar, so I may have to just undo the rear bumper and slide it out backwards by a couple of inches to clear that. Right, grab the engine bars, give it a tug. So we've moved backwards about a good inch and we are hitting on the tow bar. And then I found this fine piece of engineering. Great. Right, just dropped it down a fraction. Let's try again. I think it's clear. Really could do with a second pair of hands here. Okay, and then just very slowly.
Still turning.
Go on.
I'm trying. Oh.
I'm going to hold it there a sec.
I can't turn it anymore for some reason.
Still got wires didn't fit through the tin.
Oh, Alex, loads of oil's leaking out everywhere.
Really?
Is that right?
No.
Okay.
Come on, just get turning.
I'm trying. Sorry.
Yeah, that's how you suddenly drop it, baby.
Okay, well,
Engine down now.
engine down. Leaky pie.
Thank you very much.
Alright, my pleasure.